Okay, so the world is full of movement. As young people, we all want to be on the right side of history, but it's so easy to get swept along in a direction we don't really want to go in. How do we move forward when everything seems to be against us? Well, if we really want to build a movement, first we have to know what we're moving away from and what we're moving towards. I know from personal experience that the way forward can seem very uncertain. I also know it's something you can only discover through asking questions, lots of questions. So I'm going to ask you a few right now, and I hope it makes things seem a little bit clearer. Some might be challenging, some might seem obvious, but please answer in your own head as we go along. If you had a vulnerable neighbour, would you A, see that they're someone else's problem, or B, see that you had a responsibility towards them? Are they just another individual who has nothing to do with you, or a part of your community? Are they solely the responsibility of their own family who might not be around for them, or do the people who live right next door have some responsibility too? If you had extra money besides what you needed, would you A, spend it on yourself, or B, spend it on creating a better world? Would you put it aside for a rainy day, or help someone whose rainy day is here right now? Would you invest it in profit, or would you invest it in people? Would you think of yourself, or see the part you play in the bigger picture? If your friend is having a bad day, would you rather they A, kept it to themselves, or B, shared how they're feeling with you? Would you rather they bottled it up as to not be a burden, or trusted you enough to be vulnerable? Would you rather not know so you wouldn't have to do anything, or know so that you had the opportunity to support them? Would you rather A, live comfortably, ignoring the climate crisis that we face, or B, contribute to saving our planet, even if it meant making personal sacrifices? Would you rather live for the convenience and ease of the present moment, or act for the sake of the future of humanity and generations to come? Do you believe that the responsibility to make your community a better place is A, the government's, or B, yours? Are the only people with any power elected officials, or do we as ordinary people have the power to create changes too? Do you believe we should put all our energy into campaigning for someone else to solve our problems, or take matters into our own hands? If you had your own home, would you A, leave your spare room empty, or B, invite a refugee to come live with you? Would you be fearful of the unknown, or potentially see the value in sharing your home with someone who has had to flee theirs? Would you rather have an empty room gathering dust, or another member of the family with their own culture to share? If you saw someone being bullied or excluded, would you A, turn a blind eye just to fit in, or B, stand up for that person, even if it meant losing your own popularity? Would you cross the street believing it has nothing to do with you, or make a stand against injustice, even if there's a personal cost? Would you do what is best for you, or what is right? If your neighbour offers you money for helping them with a few odd jobs, do you A, take it, or B, say no thank you? Is it a perfectly good chance to make some money, or just an opportunity to be helpful and build a relationship with that person? Does everything in life have to be a transaction, or does that take the beauty and humanity out of our existence? You get to a point in your life where you need a bit of security. Would you rather feel A, financially and materially secure, or B, feel secure because you are surrounded by a community you've built who you know have got your back no matter what? Would you rather spend your life accumulating material wealth, or the wealth that comes from human connection and relationships? Okay, so a real life story. My dad was once working at the flat of a kid who'd got himself mixed up in some pretty bad trouble with gang violence, and he was having to move out. My dad found a note on the floor and picked it up to see if it was important. It read, "I want to be a good boy, but there's no one there to help me." Do you believe this is A, normal and acceptable, or B, a crime against humanity? Would you rather put your energy into A, getting lots of followers on social media, or B, building real meaningful relationships with the people around you? Would you rather fit into the latest trending aesthetic, or be accepted as the 100% authentic version of yourself? Would you rather be making trending dance videos for TikTok, or be an integral part of your community? Do you judge others based on A, their outward appearance, or B, who they are as a human being? Do you make a judgment before or after listening to their story? Do you remain ignorant or make an effort to understand them, even if they are very different to you? Do you judge them on the circumstances they have no control over, or the person they try to be? Do you believe that a young person should be defined by A, their ability to do well in an exam, or B, their true potential? What do you believe is more important, an A grade in English and maths, or creativity and intelligence in all other areas of life? Is it more important to get good exam results, or to be a good person? Do you believe that you have A, less, or B, more when you share what you have with others? Do you believe that sharing decreases what you have or increases it? Do you feel like sharing is a hardship and a sacrifice, or an investment in a better future for us all? Do you believe sharing is simply a nice thing to do or a powerful tool which can change the world? Do you believe that A, we should all have to conform to the system we live in, or B, that we all have a human right to live by our values and try to make this world a better place for everyone? Should we all just accept the world as it is, or do we have a right to help build a new one? Do you believe it should be made impossible to even have values, or that our rights to live by our values should be protected? Thank you for participating in this. Answer A represents the world we live in now, a world where we see ourselves as individuals and care only about the issues that affect us, a world where we see money and material things as a measure of success, a world moving rapidly towards self-destruction, maintained by our actions and complacency. Is this the world we really want to live in? Answer B represents the world as it could be, a world held together by collective power, where we see that we are all connected and all have a responsibility for each other. A world where your success is based on who you are as a human being, a world which could start moving towards a better future tomorrow. There is no planet B, but there is still time for option B. The only way we can build this movement is through a shift in what we value, moving away from valuing what you earn and own and towards valuing human connection and sharing. This isn't about redistributing wealth and power, this is about redefining it. As young people, we have to stop and choose which of these worlds we want to live in, and then we have to build it. Thank you.